This is Santiago with MMA Island. Today I'm joined by the founder and co-owner of Team KF Martial Arts in Swords, Ireland, Chris Fields. Chris, how's it going today?
All good, man. Yeah, busy day so far. What time are you guys at over there?
I'm actually in Texas, so it's 2 o'clock right now.
Right, so it's kind of I'm in the gym right now. It's like our peak time for classes. So it's about seven, just after 7 p.m. here. So kind of the big rush hour for us would be between 6 and 9, kind of. So yeah, the gym's hopping in the background. So if you hear any pads being cracked or bags being hit or bodies being shown, you know what that is.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. How was your Halloween? Like, did you have some time to spend it with your family?
Yeah, so it's kind of a big deal in Ireland. Halloween, it's an old Celtic, so it comes from an old Celtic tradition called Samhain, and it's kind of like it's a feast at a harvest, like the feast at the end of harvest. So it's a huge deal in Ireland. So yeah, I was out with my kids last night. I was dressed as Boba Fett. My oldest Tommy was dressed as the Mandalorian, and then there's a baby in the house, and he was Baby Yoda. I think what's the guy's name? Goro or Goro, whatever it is. Yeah, yeah, that guy.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And your gym made some headlines with that picture of you and Charlie Cox. It made waves. How do you feel about the reception? Just getting so much love from the fans and your teammates and stuff like that.
Yeah, really cool. So like I said in the statement about meeting with Charlie, like and training him. Like my job is with fighters, so most of the time it's like hardcore MMA fans, and especially on the Irish scene and the European scene, because we have a lot of guys on Cage Warriors, so like, it was kind of cool for people just completely outside that probably would have never heard of the team before or myself, and yeah, it was really cool response. It was all very positive as well, which was great. Great for us and also great for Charlie too. Like so.
hmm And when it came to working with Daredevil actor Charlie Cox, like how did that come about? How did he get into contact with you guys? And why did he pick your gym out of any other gym?
So he was filming here in Ireland. He's filming a show called Kin, and like if you pay attention to the Irish scene, like we'd have probably, well, we have the best results of any team for the last few years. So we're kind of like we're only 6 years old, the team. So, but myself and the other owner are like I was a professional fighter for forever, and he's a very high level jiu-jitsu black belt, fit, like won a good few Europeans and all this kind of lots of major accolades in jiu-jitsu. So it'd be very well known in the scene here. So Charlie had put out a few feelers about where to train, and everyone had just come back about our gym. It's the spot to go. Like, there's obviously a couple of gyms that have maybe a bigger profile in an international scene, but people in the know here kind of know. So yeah, so it was really cool. Yeah, so like I said again, not really my scene. I like to work with professional fighters. I obviously teach classes here to like. I don't know what the correct term would be, like normal guys, but my main thing is working with fighters. I was just kind of yeah. So like when it came about, Charlie reached out, and I kind of said, look, yeah, we'll catch up and we'll do a session. But I kind of had in mind that I was going to do the one session with him and then be like, look, oh yeah, I'm pretty busy. I won't be able to do any more. You can do a few sessions with one of the guys from the gym or something like that. But I was very happy with his work ethic and stuff, and kind of liked his personality too. On top of all that, so yeah, pretty easy guy to work with.
Overall, just working with him, did his work ethic surprise you at all?
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I kind of thought it was going to be this thing of I'm going like you need to do this here, and he's like, oh, can I do it like this, or this kind of like some people are. Uh, uh, yeah, and then like I don't know, maybe this is my own fault, but I probably thought he was going to be like a little bit soft, kind of like.
Mhm.
But no, he came in, he got stuck into everything that was asked of him. Like he kind of surprised me that like he'd do the sessions, and I'd put him through a little bit of hell, and then he'd be there the next day with a smile on his face. And he got pretty close with the team too. He hung out with the team a lot. Watched a good bit of the sparring for the professional guys that have fights coming up. So he kind of, I suppose it's how he does things. I chatted to him a lot on a personal level about being an actor and stuff, and it's how he does stuff as an actor as well. He's a method actor, so I think he just fell into the role of wanting to be a fighter for a while. You know, he kind of voiced that it's something he would have liked to have got into a good few years ago. I was like, look, man, you're getting paid a hell of a lot more to not get punched in the face. You're better off.
Well, can we see Chris Fields go cross over into acting after this? I mean, you're friends with Charlie Cox. Could we see you maybe on the big screen, maybe?
No, man, this like what I do for a living is my dream. I love it. To be honest, like I said, I kind of got on with Charlie on a few different levels. I was impressed with his work ethic, and I like him on a personal level. But I don't even know if this is something I do quite regularly. Like I'm gonna meet up with Charlie again. He's back in London now, so I'm gonna meet him on Thursday to do some stuff. I'm over there for so I've got Adam Shelley, Ryan Shelley, and James Webb fighting on Cage Warriors. So I'm over there for their fight. So I'm going to catch up with Charlie to do some work while we're over there. And then I think he's going to try and fly back here middle of November, and then we'll catch up again in December. And then I think end of November in London again. And then I think he might be going to start filming or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how much of that we can talk about, or how much I'm supposed to know, or how much I even know.
Yeah, and like, how long was he training with you guys over there? Like for the last routine, like how long was he over there for? For?
So he's been a couple of months now. Yeah, so he was trying to get in as often as possible. Obviously he had a schedule where he's filming, and then his family were in London, so he was going home to London too. So he was trying to kind of juggle a lot of things. I think definitely like the last month we were together, I think he really got the bug. So he was like all in. He was making way more sessions, hanging around after to chat with the guys, watching their sessions if he could. Maybe trying to pick up some stuff. I don't know how much training you've done yourself, but it does have that effect on you. I think for him, probably once he started to get a flow in the training, so he then, like, once you start getting a flow, you start like kind of enjoying it a lot more. MMA in general is like that. And then so yeah, he started like doing like the sessions that we were doing were supposed to be hour-long sessions, and they turn into 2 hours and this kind of stuff. He moved around. He had a few like kind of move arounds with so a very high level amateur in the gym, Roman David. So he had a move around with him in the cage. They were kind of doing some light sparring and stuff like that. He enjoyed that too. We had to be kind of careful because he was still filming, so he couldn't be going in with a bust face or so like the
No
spot.
leg locks, right?
Yeah, we could. That's what I mean. Like you're talking. The thing he was filming is an Irish kind of gangster thing called Kin, and obviously, like, they wouldn't be massive budgets like some of the other stuff. So if something happened to him and it was a day where they couldn't film, they lose a fortune, that kind of thing. So but he still wanted to get in. He still wanted to do stuff. He still wanted to like get in and spar with guys. So yeah, we had to be just smart about how we did things.
And before like taking him on in the gym, were you like familiar with his work as Daredevil, and like have you seen Daredevil's fight scenes? Because a lot with Charlie Cox is that he does one shot hallway fight scenes. Have you seen any of that prior to training with him?
So prior, no, I was aware of the show. Actually, when we first started messaging each other back and forth, one of my nephews, who's obsessed, nearly collapsed off a chair. I was out one of the first times he messaged me. I was out at a family dinner, and my nephew was sitting beside me, and so I'm aware of Charlie. Maybe showing my age here, but I'm aware of Charlie from Boardwalk Empire.
Oh,
That
okay,
would have been,
awesome.
yeah. So like as soon as like when I got the message off him, I went into the WhatsApp pic and I was like, oh my god, that's he actually plays an IRA guy in Boardwalk Empire, and that's what I actually thought when I met him. Then I was chatting to him, and I thought he was from Northern Ireland because his accent was so spot on in the show. But he's from London. I was like, what? All right, I was waiting on the big Nordy accent to come at me. So that would have been where I was aware of him. And then obviously once we started working together, I'd made it my business to watch the show because I kind of wanted to know from my own stance, like, obviously we're trying to train Charlie as an MMA fighter, but also there's like, it has to cross over. You're a massive MMA fan. A lot of what we love about MMA looks terrible on tape. You know what I mean? the gritty, grindy grappling is not something that people want to watch in a Hollywood movie. You know what I mean, or a TV show or anything like that. So we were kind of trying to concentrate on stuff like making all his technique a lot cleaner, and then concentrating stuff that will cross over really well. As much as we could. Um, yeah, so I watched a good few of the hallway scenes, and one in particular I actually watched with Charlie. He showed me because we were chatting a lot about the stuff they do, and it's a scene. I think he's in a prison. Uh, and
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Season
yeah,
three,
and
yeah.
he was very happy with it because it's a oneer as he called it, so it's a one shot scene. Like so he was explaining all the kind of. So I'd be a bit of a movie buff. Like I love movies and shows and stuff, and always have. And so kind of it was kind of cool. I think he was enjoying talking to me about the background of MMA and what happens at the back and all that kind of stuff. And I was enjoying as much talking to him about some of the stuff that goes on and that I wouldn't have been aware of.
Hmm. Could we see you training alongside Tom Hardy? Because I know he's been killing it in jiu-jitsu over there, like in the UK. Like, so do you think we could see that crossover between you and Tom Hardy?
Well, my sister-in-law said I better. It was one of the first things she said to me there about a year and a half ago. She saw a picture of him in a gi, and she was like, "You better train with Tom Hardy at some point." Yeah, so to be honest, like I said, I really like working with Charlie. I think he's a cool guy. I think most of the reason we get on is because he's just when he comes in, he's just acting like one of the other guys. That kind of way. There is no kind of Hollywood or any of that kind of stuff about him. He just wants to do the work and yeah, puts the graft in. So yeah, and it was kind of cool that he clicked with all the kind of we'd have a very young squad, so he clicked with all the younger guys. Some of them would be like Marvel fanatics, and they're that age group. They'd be like 20 years old and stuff. And so he was yeah. Some of them were a little bit kind of what the, and before they know it, they're moving around in a cage and I'm doing some sparring. You know what I mean? Kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Then, moving on from the movies, man, to you, you haven't fought in a few years. You've put your focus on coaching. How hard has it been to, not scratch, the itch that is, MMA fighting? Like, we talked a little bit off camera. You said never say never. Can you just elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so like I said, like this weekend, say, so last weekend I had an amateur fight, Dom Narcus, who's like a huge up and coming amateur, and then on the same night I had one of my pros fight. He won the fight by TKO in the second, Leon Hill, right? So that was last week. This Friday I have Adam Shelley, Ryan Shelley, and James Webb on Cage Warriors. Then the week after that, I have I have a show I'm competing in the Nogi Euros in Rome. The week after
Awesome.
that, I had the week after that, I have another one of my pros, Omran Shaban. He Finnish guy. He's competing on Cage Warriors in London again. And then the week after that, I have five guys competing on a show in Ireland. So as you can see, getting my time to do my own training correctly, and I love this sport so much that I just don't think I'd ever half-ass it. I don't think I'd like go in unfit and I'm not a guy for I hate excuses. So like if I went in unfit and I took a beating, that'd be on me. There's no point in telling everyone, oh, I couldn't get ready or I couldn't. So I kind of know how much goes into it, and I kind of see how much my guys put into. Most of them are training 3-4 times a day. So I just don't like. I know I'm never going to have the opportunity to put that in. If something, a lot of times I bring my cup and my gum shield with me, and if maybe on a show, if I'm at a show, one of my guys and a guy at a heavier weight pulls out and we can make something happen, I'll probably jump in. But other than that, yeah, I don't see myself getting 10, 12 weeks to put the prep in that I need to fight.
Mhm. Awesome, awesome. Well, I think that's all the questions I had for you, Chris. I just want to thank you again for the time and opportunity. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
No, just like I said, I feel like we're the up and coming team in Europe. So if you're into MMA and you want to keep an eye, we'll keep an eye on us.